Hi, this is Jenna Chopsy Baby, and today we are looking at how to make your home a bit more sensory friendly. Now, why would you want to do this? If you have a young baby, they can benefit from playing with a range of sensory products. You might have a child with ADHD or autism. Even in some cases, if you have a child with a vision impairment, you'll find that the high contrast effect that sensory products can give that child can be very beneficial as well. So this is a sensory corner in my actual home that I've set up. I like to think it's for my children. I do find it quite a calm place to go when I need to get away from the overwhelming noise of YouTube and bickering and fighting as well. So this is a corner in the living room, and the main feature of this area over here is this ginormous dark den. It's absolutely huge. The great thing about this is it's pop-up, so you can, it just goes up in seconds, and you just put this tiny little pole through the top, and that's it, it's done, hey presto. So today I'm going to go and take a closer look inside the dark den to see the kind of thing that you could put in there. Now we're inside the dark den right now. You could probably comfortably fit 2 adults and 2 children in this particular tent. It's just huge. It's actually about 12:30, it's the middle of the day, and you can see it does really effectively block out the light. What I could do also is pull the curtains to minimise the light that's coming into the room anyway. But as just a really quick way of popping up a dark den and creating a really nice, safe, calming space, this pop-up dark den is really effective. It's about £100. Right, so we're going to take a closer look in this corner to begin with. What we have here is a really large colour changing cube that actually seats, but you can use it as a seat, as a table, or just a giant cube really, whatever you could do with a giant cube. So this is a really nice addition just to start with. Just cycles through a blend of really lovely colours. It's very calming. So taking a closer look in this corner, let's see what we've got. So sensory products can be as cheap or as expensive as you make them. This was from the pound shop. It's just a Christmas tree light that goes on the top of a Christmas tree. Not everything has to come from Romper and cost about £1,000. This one's good fun. Next one is an infinity mirror. So this is a very small one. We've got a much larger proper infinity mirror outside. This is just a very cheap one. This again is about £10, occasionally up to 15. Very effective item, it's quite robust. This here, this is quite fun. This was a Kaleidoscope Light that we got from at Bristol in the gift shop. I think they've just rebranded it to We the Curious, but I don't think anybody in Bristol can quite bring themselves to say that name because it sounds utterly ridiculous. So we got this from at Bristol in the gift shop, and you can see you can change these cardboard things just here into different shapes. This is the star one, and then you can get these really nice kaleidoscope effects with lights. Now this one's quite fun. You can't see this so well on camera. You see if I can angle it. It's actually a screen that you can write on with like a black light pen, and these are quite common now. You see them everywhere. This is just a letter light box. It's good fun, and it's quite good for children who are learning to read or perhaps learn to spell their name. It's just a different way of being able to bring letters and numbers in a more entertaining way. So this one here is a really good fun rainbow light. As you can see, in a dark space you can create the most amazing rainbow effects right across walls. This one is good fun. It's really nice as a calming night light. Now this one's really loud and noisy. It's a firework effects light. Let's see if I can get it to project some fireworks on the ceiling. As you can see here, this light, you shoot it and you can project fireworks onto the ceiling. It's quite tricky actually to try and get this on camera. So glow TEDs are really ideal for youngsters, especially if they're a bit scared of the dark, because they get that soft thing that they can squeeze and hug, and they can get the feedback from that. And also it's very calming because the lights change. This is just perfect for sensory rooms, especially bedrooms. This is a large star that can stand on a shelf. You can see how loved this one has been because one of the lights has stopped working, but this is good fun. I'm sure everybody recognises these. They create the most beautiful effects. This is a very basic fibre optic lamp, not like the fibre optic harnesses that you can get that go with bubble tubes and the colour change wheel. This is about a £5 lamp, and it's so soft and bristly. Obviously you have to watch out for the eyes, but the effects you can create with this are just marvellous, aren't they? And the great thing about fibre optic lamps is, especially if you take them out of the base and you stick them to a light source, you can use anything to power them. So you can just take it out and you can find some more interesting colours or shades, and it will still work, so you can manage to turn them red there. So if you see, you can just take them out of the base like that, find a different light source, put them on top. So you could go around exploring, safely exploring with adult supervision around the house. Look, see, we've colour changed these fibre optic lights just by putting them on a different base. That's really cool, isn't it? So moving into this corner, you have got a UV section, and what you obviously need for that is a black light, a UV light. This is a torch, which is great for taking around the house in the evenings to kind of find things that glow under UV light. And this here is a mirror chime about. You can get different types of chime abouts. They're basically things that have like bells and mirrors on, and you can spin them around. The great thing about this one is that it has UV sections, so if you can get it under really strong UV light, which is quite difficult to do when you've got one hand and a torch, you can get it to spin really quickly, but also glow under UV light as well. This is called a mirror chime about. It's got UV panels on and it cost approximately £60. They're quite robust and quite well made. They're really popular with young children, and it's a really popular sensory room item. Which then further brings us over to this section. So here we just have a very simple basket full of items that glow under UV light. So we've got UV stones, we've got just very cheap pound shop gloves sort of tied together, so you've got that soft effect, but it's also sort of high contrast, and you can make your own glow in the dark treasure bottles. This is UV, it doesn't glow in the dark actually, sorry, this is UV. So you put in something like neon paint and interesting items. So this has got glitter butterflies in. Here's another example. It's got glow-in-the-dark stars and letters, so you can make some really cool treasure bottles. I've got some ping pong balls. So anything that's kind of neon is likely to glow under a black light. This one's good, it's very feathery, it's a car cleaning mitt. Obviously it's not been used for car cleaning, but it's great for putting a hand in and just getting that lovely tactile sensory feedback from it. It's a dog ball. Things like dog balls, which you can get from the pound shop, a glow-in-the-dark dog ball, you can charge up and then it will carry on glowing afterwards, because you can get proper glow-in-the-dark balls, but they're really expensive. I think this was something like, what's that, something like £2 a ball or something. And they're not very strong, so I'm a bit precious about my UV balls. They don't come out very often, to be honest. Over here in our final corner for this morning is our little flashing light corner. So here we've got a really nice ball with little modules on, and then it flashes when it impacts on things. Here we've just got a really simple little candle holder, and then pop in one of those cheap candles, like pound shop type candles, and you get some really nice effects. What you do have to bear in mind with these kind of things is they tend to use the small round batteries. You have to make sure, this one hasn't because it's not being used with very young children, you have to make sure that they are screwed down on the back, because the button batteries are really dangerous. If they're swallowed, they can cause awful damage in the body, so never use anything that isn't screwed down. Basically, it's that simple. When it's seasonal, you can pick up some toys, like this one's very popular here. It's a Halloween ghost, that colour changes. Again, watch out for the base. This one is screwed down, but even so, it's very fragile plastic, so you don't want to leave these things with young children unsupervised because of the batteries. You can stick these on walls because they usually come with like a little sticky background, and you can get some butterflies. These are lovely on walls in children's bedrooms. So today we've looked at a real variety of items that you can put in a sensory room. So we've had like the £100 colour changing stool, which is probably one of the more expensive items in here. You've got your very sort of mid-range rainbow projector, which is about £20 to £30, right down to these 99p butterflies. It's important to remember when it comes to sensory processing issues that children will respond differently to different items, and they'll change as well. So it might be that they mature and they grow, or their needs change and adapt. So there's no point thinking you've ticked all the boxes and that's it forever. We're sorted on the sensory front. It's something, as your child grows and develops, their needs will grow and develop as well. So it's really important to keep checking that you've got things that are suitable for them, things that stimulate or calm them depending on what it is that they need, and just keep adding and adapting.